1791 timeline. In this video, we will take a look at the year 1791 and check what happened in this year around the world. In 1791, many events happened in the United States. Let's take a look at them. Bill of Rights. The first 10 amendments to the Constitution were ratified, defining citizens' rights. Vermont admitted as a state. Vermont became the 14th state on March 4, 1791. District of Columbia established. The District of Columbia was established on March 30, 1791. First Bank of the United States chartered. The First Bank of the United States was chartered for 20 years on February 24, 1791. Steamboat patent. John Fitch was granted a patent for the steamboat in the United States on August 26, 1791. First American ships reached Japan. The brigantine Lady Washington and the brig Grace were the first American ships to reach Japan in 1791. Mission Santa Cruz founded. Basque Franciscan Father Fermin Lasuen founded Mission Santa Cruz in 1791. Mission Nuestra Señora de la Soledad founded. Father Fermin Lasuen founded Mission Nuestra Señora de la Soledad in 1791. In 1791, Britain experienced a number of historical events. In April, William Wilberforce introduced a bill to Parliament to abolish the slave trade, but it was defeated. The Catholic Relief Act was passed, allowing Catholics to practice their religion without fear of civil penalties. The Ordnance Survey was founded on June 21 to undertake official mapping. The Constitutional Act was passed on June 10, splitting Quebec into Upper and Lower Canada. The Priestley riots took place in Birmingham from July 14 to 17 against dissenters. The Battle of Tellicherry took place on August 27, where a Royal Navy patrol forced a French convoy to surrender. The first issue of The Observer, the world's first Sunday newspaper, was published on December 4. Joseph Haydn, an Austrian composer, was awarded an honorary doctorate of music at the University of Oxford on July 8. In 1791, France experienced many historical events too. On September 3, the French Constitution of 1791 was accepted. On September 4, Louis XVI was given the title of King of the French. On September 13, Louis XVI approved the final version of the Constitution. On September 14, France gained Avignon from the Papal States. On September 28, France passed the first law in modern Europe to emancipate Jews. Let's see what happened in India then. The Siege of Bangalore. The British East India Company besieged Bangalore from February 5 to March 21, 1791. The Battle of Carigat. The Battle of Carigat, also known as the Battle of Arikara, was fought on May 13, 1791. The British, led by Cornwallis, defeated Tipu Sultan of Mysore. This battle was part of the Third and Fourth Mysore Wars. Tipu Sultan used advanced weapons, including ammunition from the Achapur gun factory in Bengal. In 1791, a significant historical event in Africa was the start of the Haitian Revolution, a major slave uprising that began on the island of Saint-Domingue, now Haiti. On the night of August 22 to 23, 1791, marking a crucial moment in the fight against slavery and paving the way for the abolition of the transatlantic slave trade. This rebellion was led by enslaved Africans against their French colonial masters. What happened in Canada 1791? Let's see. The Constitutional Act was passed by the British Parliament. The Act divided Quebec into Upper Canada and Lower Canada. The Ottawa River was named as the boundary between the two new provinces. The Act also allowed for the formation of local governments. John Graves Simcoe, a British Army general, was appointed as the first Lieutenant Governor of Upper Canada. The Act gave women who owned property in Lower Canada the right to vote. The Act gave the Anglican Church preferred status, and it also repealed parts of the Quebec Act of 1774. In 1791, Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla was named rector of the Colegio de San Nicolas Obispo in Morelia, Mexico. He was later removed from his position and sent into exile. Hidalgo is known as the father of Mexican independence. Other events that happened in 1791 include The start of the Haitian Revolution, which inspired independence movements across Latin America. The Bourbon reforms in New Spain, which sought to increase the power of the Spanish state and decrease the power of the Catholic Church. In 1791, Brazil's First Amendment established religious freedom and prohibited an official state religion. This amendment was based on the French Constitution of 1791. The Haitian Revolution, which took place from 1791 to 1804, also influenced Brazil. The success of the Haitian Revolution inspired Brazilian elites to fear that enslaved people in Brazil might rebel. The Brazilian elite used the word Haitismo to describe any slave rebellion. The Brazilian Constitution was based on the French Constitution of 1791 and the Spanish Constitution of 1812. In 1791, French planters came to Cuba after a rebellion in Haiti. This event led to improved sugar production techniques and increased reliance on sugar in Cuba's economy. In 1791, Russia experienced the following historical events. Battle of Massin. This battle took place on July 10, 1791, as part of the Russo-Turkish War, 1787 to 1792. Battle of Cape Caliacra. This battle took place on August 11, 1791, as part of the Russo-Turkish War, 1787 to 1792. Founding of Kakhovka. Kakhovka was founded in 1791. Establishment of the Pale of Settlement. The Pale of Settlement, a region within the Russian Empire where Jews were permitted to live, was established in 1791. Founding of the Zoological Museum of Moscow University. The Zoological Museum of Moscow University was founded in 1791. Death of Prince Alexander of Kartli. Prince Alexander of Kartli, who lived from 1726 to 1791, died in 1791. Prince Alexander is known for his unsuccessful attempt to reclaim the crown of Georgia from his dynastic relatives ruling eastern Georgia. Catherine II, also known as Catherine the Great, was the Empress of Russia in 1791. She ruled from 1762 to 1796. Japan. In 1791, the most significant historical event in Japan was the first recorded contact between the United States and Japan when the American ship, Lady Washington, captained by John Kendrick, landed at Kyoshima Island, marking the first American vessel to visit Japan. This event is considered a pivotal moment in the timeline of U.S.-Japan relations. China. In 1791, the most significant event in Chinese history was the reign of the Qing Emperor Qianlong, who issued a decree further tightening his control over Tibet, marking a period of heightened imperial influence in the region. This was part of a larger pattern of consolidating Qing power across the empire. Key points about 1791 in Korea. Silhak movement. This intellectual movement, led by scholars like Park Jae-won and Jang Yak-yong, encouraged practical solutions to societal issues and a greater understanding of Korean history and culture. The Silhak movement in Korea was a social reform movement during the late Joseon dynasty that focused on practical learning, advocating for changes to improve people's daily lives by addressing issues like land reform, promoting commerce and technology, and criticizing the rigid Confucian social structure, all while encouraging the study of science and a stronger Korean national identity, essentially prioritizing practical applications over mere theoretical Confucian teachings. Cultural development. The Silhak movement fostered a rise in genre paintings depicting everyday life, as well as an increased interest in Korean geography and local customs. Social change. While the ruling class, Yangban, still held power, the Silhak movement pushed for greater social mobility and recognition of the common people's contributions. Which events look more important in your point of view? Please share your ideas with us. Thank you for watching.